Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be taking you with me as I tour different apartments in DC. I am going back home. I am so excited. So my clerkship is wrapping up. It's coming to an end and I'm going back to DC, which is where my law firm is. And I lived in DC, in different areas of DC, lived in Maryland, different areas of Maryland. But I'm gonna go tour a different area of DC that I haven't lived in before. And so I've got a couple of apartments on my list. I have an entire spreadsheet that I went through. It started out with 15 and I decided on a few of those that I actually wanted to tour based on reviews, based on different things that they had in apartment availability and such things like that. In terms of like pricing and budget, well, I'm gonna include the prices and all that good stuff as I'm going through the apartments. But if you have any questions about like any of the apartments you're seeing, the pricing, square footage, like I said, I'm gonna try and have it included, but if I miss something, then just drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to get you an answer. This video is gonna be split into 2 parts. So this is going to be part 1. Make sure you come back, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications to watch part 2 of the DC apartment tours. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so this first complex, I'm not going to lie, I was already a little bit disappointed by the time I had started this tour because my tour started 15 or 20 minutes late. Like I think it was 15 minutes and I was the first tour, like the very first tour in the morning. I did that on purpose because this was one of the ones I was really excited about. So that was kind of annoying and it put me behind schedule for the rest of the day. And excuse the shaky camera, I was definitely walking and talking and recording at the same time. But as you can see, this is the rooftop for this building. It's all right. Like it's not my favorite. And I've been to so this specific building has multiple locations in DC and I actually lived in the other one and I really liked it. So this one didn't impress me at all, at least not that much. And the one that I wanted to tour, I knew it wouldn't become available until 2 weeks later, but they had similar apartments. And so what you're gonna actually end up seeing when I get to the apartment is the 2 kind of similar-ish apartments that they had. And I feel like just overall, I just was like, okay, for this being the first one, I was like, okay, it's not terrible, but I'm really not that impressed. So this is the first complex. It was about like, I think 1,000 square feet and around like 3,300. And you can see like, it doesn't get that much sunlight because it really just has that one balcony door and window. Then the one window in the bedroom, like I really wasn't feeling that. I also don't like the dark finishes in the kitchen. The closet room was nice. I like that the linen and the actual like closet was separate, but I don't like the dark finishes. And I know that it's not too dark, but I just don't like that brown color. It gives very like old vibes to me. So I really wasn't feeling this first unit. I didn't think the view was that bad, but again, like that window was so tiny. And I do think in this one, there was another bedroom. Yep. So there is another bedroom. And you can see that's the National Stadium that it is like kind of looking out of to the side. And then just, I guess, houses outside of the balcony. So not like a terrible view. At least I'm not looking into other apartments, which would make it like even further down on my list because you don't want to be looking into other apartments because then you can't even enjoy your view. So this is the second bedroom. Again, like not that much lighting. So the second bedroom, I would really just be using as an office because I would like, and as an office, but I do also have like for when visitors come and guests come like that, like they can pull out. So anyway, all of the apartments that I'm touring actually have washer and dryers because I'm not living without a washer and dryer. So now this is the second apartment. This one was closer to the one that I was interested in. This one is around 1,300 square feet and $3,500. It has a den. So I believe this was a 2-bed and a den, I think. But look at how tiny that window is. Like, is that not crazy to you all? Like, you can't tell me that's not crazy, right? So you have that one tiny little window and the second bedroom actually leads out into the balcony. And so from what she was telling me, this second bedroom, so you see how it leads out into the balcony, this second bedroom was bigger than the first bedroom. Like that makes no sense to me because the master should be the biggest bedroom. But like I said, I was never interested in this apartment. Like this was just the closest one to tour to the one I actually was interested in. So the one I was interested in, instead of that one little window, it was like the entire like wall was floor to ceiling windows. The entire wall was floor to ceiling windows. And the master bedroom was actually the one that connected to the balcony. And so like, even though this has one window, just keep in mind the one I was interested in would be floor to ceiling windows, that entire wall, and the master bedroom would connect to the balcony. It was a huge balcony. So this one I was just touring to give me an idea of what the other one would look like. So at this point though, she had told me that the one I was interested in wasn't available and someone had just leased it. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'm definitely not gonna get either of these two that I'm touring right now. And so like I do a recap that I'll like a quick recap that I'll get into later, but I do like the double sinks. That's always nice. I like the sink space for like makeup and stuff like that. But again, with the darker finishes, like the brown, rusty brown finishes, I really did not like that. And so that one was, you know, at this point I'm like, okay, I'm still hoping like it was the one I was interested in was available. They had a decent gym. They did have a decent gym. The gym was 24 hours, and a gym for me is definitely something that is non-negotiable on my list because I want to be able to work out, and because it's in DC, I don't want to have to, you know, leave my apartment to go work out because sometimes I like to go super early in the morning, and sometimes I'll go in the middle of the day because I can work from home. So I did like this gym. The club room though, which you'll see in a second, was so small. Oh my gosh, it was so small, and just was kind of a little bit unimpressed with that. So this was the first complex. Let me know what you guys think about this first one. Okay guys, back again. So when I was actually doing the touring, I forgot to like do recaps of each building. And that's because I didn't give myself enough time in between tours. So because the buildings were pretty close together, like all within less than 5 miles, I was only giving myself about 45 minutes for each tour. And so I was literally running from one tour to the next tour. So I didn't get to do full-fledged recaps. And then also my camera was running out of space. There was a lot going on. But anyway, so to recap that first building, I was completely unimpressed. I did not like it. And it was sad because that was one of the ones on my list I was most excited about touring because I had lived in one of their properties before in a different area of DC and really enjoyed it and really liked the amenities. But this one was lackluster. The club room was so small, the pool area was so small. It was just a tiny building in and of itself, which I'm not used to and I honestly don't like. And then just like the service wasn't that great, and like if I'm paying this much money, then I want to have like a good concierge, good service, like leasing office, all that good stuff. So I just wasn't impressed with this building at all. And the one I was actually interested in, the leasing agent told me that someone had just leased it, but I could still see it on the website. And so that was a little confusing to me. And if someone had leased that one, then I knew I wasn't gonna live there anyway. She ended up actually calling me later, because obviously I'm doing this recording later on. She ended up actually calling me later and telling me that it was available, but it didn't matter because I didn't like the building, okay? So like I said, I'll keep doing recaps of the next coming videos. Okay, on to our next property. Okay, so this is the second one. This is their lobby, which I think is already better. This is from out the front of the lobby. So for this second complex, I was, like I said, I actually had to move the order of the complexes around because I was running late, but I was already more impressed with this one in terms of like the concierge, like the leasing office, and just the lobby area and everything in general. So like you can see on here, it's a lot more expansive. There's a lot more room. There's a lot more places to do things and hang out. So they had club rooms, like bigger club rooms with TVs and like places to sit. And I believe this one actually also had like little like cubbies. I don't know, it's like mini offices. So you could go downstairs and go work in your like a mini office. And then, yeah, so there it is right there. And then you'll also see that they have like a kitchen area. And this isn't the only club room they had. So they actually had another club room, which I'm going to show you guys. And that was definitely a huge plus for me because, like I said, although I was looking for a 2-bedroom because I wanted an office, sometimes I like to switch it up and go work in my apartment in one of those spaces. So I was really impressed with that and I loved that. The courtyard was absolutely gorgeous. So much seating space. I loved, they have a fire pit and a waterfall, and that's right there. Trying to is that waterfall. It was just like not on when we were touring, but I loved this this courtyard space. And she did say that that area right there is not for dogs, which I liked. She said it is for humans. It's not their dog park. And so that was nice. They also have grills, and my boyfriend loves to grill, and I love when he grills. So again, huge plus. I don't know if you remember, but the first complex did not have like this outdoor courtyard at all. And I really like the outdoor courtyard because I use it at pretty much every luxury apartment I stay at, because sometimes I like to just go sit outside or sit by the pool. Or like I said, like when we're grilling, anything along those lines. So this one I was already a lot more impressed with, and I hadn't even seen the apartments yet because she showed the amenities first. So now on to the gym. The gym was 24 hours. Again, huge plus. I like that they have a separate like yoga and cycle room so that you don't have to be fighting for space with people doing the weights. And I do like both the yoga and the weights and the treadmill and all of that. So I switch off. So I like that those rooms were separate. This gym was also really nice. And the views were amazing. Like, who doesn't want to like be on those treadmills, the staircase, the Stairmaster, and looking outside like that? Like, that was amazing. And just so you know, those individual shades in those like panels in front of the machines, they come down. So if you didn't want the sun or you didn't want to look out, you could literally close yours. Okay, so next we're gonna go to the first apartment. So this apartment, I was initially interested in it until she showed it to me. So it's around 900 square feet and 3,300. And you know, it's a 1-bed and den. So for me, that would be fine because I still have that extra bedroom. I love the white finishes. Like, I just love the white finishes, and I love the island. I love the like open kitchen concept in general. It has a lot of storage space. I love the stainless steel appliances. So like I said, everything with this one was already looking better than the first. My only qualm with this one was look you can probably tell. Look at the windows. Like, look at that lighting. It gets almost no natural sunlight because of those trees. And this would be the apartment that I took. And so for me, I was like, oh my gosh. But there's the den. It has a sliding door. The den was a little bit small. It wasn't like, it would definitely be a little bit small for me and what I'm used to. But, you know, it is just an office in a room for visitors when they come. But it was a little bit small. So onto the bedroom. The bedroom is a good size. Again, not the biggest fan of the poor natural lighting, but oh, that's completely black out. Yeah, not the fake. And then the light comes through. This is a nice size bedroom. Yes.
You have built-in customizable rack springs. So you can make these more functional as needed. Mm-hmm. And then we do have the built-in adjustments too.
Okay, that's nice. And this is the bathroom?
Yes, so you have a storage in this bathroom. Bathroom will always have storage under your sink. You'll have an unlit mirror, very hotel-esque type vibe. And then you do have another closet behind this door as well. That's placed for extra storage.
Oh, the shower is pretty. Oh, that's nice. So, like I said, all of these buildings do have washer and dryers, which I'm not touring anything that doesn't have a washer and dryer. Also a coat closet, because it's in DC. Most of these also have coat closets. I think even if I didn't show it, most of them did. So now we go to the rooftop. The rooftop of this building I really liked. So there was a lot of space on the rooftop. And if you guys remember, there's the girls downstairs in the courtyard, and then they also have even more girls upstairs. And so you're not fighting with anyone to use the girl because they've got so many. And then if you also remember, they have the courtyard inside downstairs. They also have not only the courtyard, they have a courtyard and club room. They also have another club room upstairs. And excuse like my camera, it was like dirty or fuzzy and it kept dying on me, or like it was out of storage. I don't know. So I was switching back and forth between my camera and my phone. But like, look at this. And you can rent this out. So you can rent this out for like by the hour, which I really liked. So I love the amenities in this building. I just wasn't I didn't love the apartment complex, or the exact apartment that I toured. The pool I loved. Like I said, you guys saw the gym. The gym was great. At this point, I'm feeling a little bit better because I'm like, okay, if anything, I like this complex. And even if I don't take the one that I toured, she was telling me that there was another one available. And the other one that was coming available was like 2 weeks or so later than what I wanted to move. But if need be, I could make it work. And so I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. This second property I really, really liked. The leasing agent, she knew her stuff. I was thoroughly impressed, and I really enjoyed the building. I really liked the amenities. The only thing with this one was the one I toured, so the one that you saw like it didn't get enough sunlight. I need a lot of sunlight. I like sunlight coming in because usually I like to record with daylight, do all that stuff with daylight. And you could see in that video, like the windows were blocked by trees. Did not like that whatsoever. So that was immediate no. One that I didn't get to tour was another unit that I was really interested in, and I really did like it. She showed me like a virtual tour of it. I really did like that one, but it wasn't coming available by the time that I needed it. It was 2 weeks after I would be ready to move. And so like at this point, this is only the second property. I kept it in the recesses of my mind, and I'm like, okay, at this point I'm getting worried. I'm like, do I need to add more to my list? And I know I'm moving on property too. But yeah, that one that I got that she sent me the virtual tour of, as you can see, it has tons of sunlight. I really liked it. It's just the move-in date didn't really coincide with what I was looking for. Okay, so I will then take you guys onto the third property. So this is the third unit. I actually didn't have this apartment complex on my list, but when I went to the leasing office, she did ask me if I wanted to tour it, and I said sure, because it was sister properties to one I did have on my list. And do not let that pool fool you, okay? This apartment complex does not have a pool, and so that was already like if you can't tell by now, that was already kind of like a downfall for me essentially. But the apartment complex itself really wasn't bad. It's definitely the most affordable at $2,900 of all the ones that I've toured, and it did get a lot of sunlight. And that's the den that you're looking at right there. I think this one was a 1-bed and den, or maybe it was a 2-bed. I don't remember. I'll see while I'm watching this, but it did get a lot of sunlight. The views were nice. Like I said, it's not like you're looking at another person's apartment complex. So sorry about that. So I did enjoy that. But like I said, I wasn't really checking for this apartment complex because it didn't have a pool in it, but love the walk-in closets. I like the overall finishes of the complex, but also, like I said, it wasn't on my list, which meant it probably wasn't there for a reason. So the apartment complexes I put on my list, I was going all up. I was all in the reviews. I was doing everything. Okay. So I think that although this apartment complex itself was nice, I pretty much knew that it wasn't going to be one that I wanted to go with. So yeah. So to add, she did tell me, because I did end up asking about like the pool, and that pool actually belongs to a gym. So like there's a gym right across the street from this building, and they offer the residents of this building, like I think it was 20% off of the membership over there, and I did look up the details of the membership, and it was pretty cool, like pool, massages, all that good stuff. And yeah, so you can see it is a 1-bed and den, washer, dryer, and it does have this half bath. So 1 bed and den with like an extra half bath. I did really like the LED mirrors, so that was really nice. But again, it wasn't like anything where I was like saying, okay, yeah, this is the one, you know. So next she was taking us to the lounge, and like, which is on the rooftop. So the lounge and rooftop area. And when you see the rooftop, it has enough space for a pool. And in this day and age, honestly, no apartment complexes, no luxury apartment complexes, I feel like should be being built without pools. So the rooftop was nice. It did have lots of seating. It had the fire pits and it had the grills. But over there in the grassy area, they could have put a pool. They could have removed all that grass and put a pool or something. And I think that would have, you know, just really made this more of a luxury type building. I think also the other reason that the prices on this one were a lot less than all the other ones I was looking at is probably because it doesn't have a pool, right? And so it can't really compete with all those other ones.
Small but standard.
Yep. This is like the one I have now. No, has everything you need. So this third property actually wasn't on my list. It wasn't on my list to tour, which to me meant I wasn't interested in it. But the reason I toured it was because the one that was on my list, which is the 4th property, I guess they're like all sister properties. And the leasing agent, she just took me to this building anyway, because like I said, they're all sister properties and within walking distance of each other. So I wasn't gonna stay at this building. It wasn't on my list, but I don't really know that I have anything like of note to say about this building. Like, it wasn't on my list, and the way I did my list was I was looking at reviews, I was looking at a whole bunch of things, so I already knew that I wasn't gonna stay there. But the other thing about this building is it didn't have a pool, and so again, that kind of immediately nixed it from my list. Okay, so that is the 3rd property. That brings us to the end of this video. So make sure you stay tuned for part 2 to see the remainder of the properties that I toured, and leave me down a comment below and tell me which one of these 3 properties were your favorite, and let me know if you think I picked one of these 3 properties, or stay tuned for part 2 and let me know if you think I picked one of those. Okay, guys, don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. You can follow me on my personal social media, which is Sephora Great ESQ on TikTok and Instagram, and my business social media at Topping the Curve. I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.